Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blockbusters and Algorithms podcast. I'm your host, Akintuni Agumbiade. I'm a lawyer here in Nigeria, an AI policy and law analyst, and I'm a big fan of Marvel Comics. And I believe Marvel Comics is way superior to DC. But this is not the podcast for getting into any of that. So you can that's not for this podcast. So why the let's call it B&A podcast for short? Why this? So just a quick disclosure. I'm recording this trailer by the time right now is 11:38 p.m. on the 8th of November 2023, and the idea for this podcast only hit me like sometime around 10 p.m. tonight. So that's like an hour 30 minutes ago. So why? For the past few years, I have been in the AI space, studying, learning, contributing. I've been on committees that drafted Nigeria's national AI policy. I have been contributing to UN reports, WIPO reports on AI and IP, how it affects human rights. And a lot of times I noted that there seems to be an issue where we seem to speak only to ourselves. A lot of us in the AI space speak to only ourselves, where the analysts, the ethicists, the auditors, the responsible AI experts, it's where we have the conferences, we're interfacing with the government, interfacing with regulators. So it's like for an industry where we complain a lot about black boxes and explainability, we ourselves have become a sort of black box. Maybe the one, maybe not black box, but we become a silo where we speak to ourselves only and neglect the wider populace who are the major users and the major beneficiaries and the major victims of AI adoption in the real world. And because we've left this vacuum for so long, let's say nature abhors a vacuum, other people have come into the space to fill in the space of showing people what AI is capable of, since we have failed to, in very simple terms, explain what AI is. Other people have stepped in to fill that void. And this has mostly been through the form of movies, music, and pop culture. Principally music, principally movies. A lot of people that you would engage on, okay, what do you think AI is, would probably rely on pop culture references. Terminator movies, Ex Machina movies, Westworld series, Megan. I was on a panel session like last month, where someone was saying that why are we even talking about AI at all? AI is bad, AI is evil. And he made reference to the Megan movie. I have not watched Megan like a month ago. It's a movie that came out in 2022 about an android that helps a girl that lost her parents and goes haywire and starts killing people because it believes that doing so will help you to achieve your objective of protecting that girl. But probably going to discuss that movie at some point in the B&A podcast. But the point is, this person and many other people who are not so familiar with the nuts and bolts of AI have left that movie with a twisted perception of what AI is. They think AI in the real world is capable of what they saw. But the experts would tell you, no, it's not that advanced. It's not yet that. That's achieving that kind of AI would require a lot more complexities. But it's already out. It's already out in the field. That's what people already think. So whether we like it or not, movies like this are always going to be out there, and and many of them date back years. So this is what informed me setting up this B&A podcast. I love movies. Like movies are probably like my favorite art form. And on this podcast, I hope to combine two things that I'm deeply interested in: movies and AI, where I will be explaining to everyone else who listen to this podcast what AI is capable of, what it is not capable of, and explaining key terms and key concepts in AI through movies. So I'll be explaining what is explainability, what is machine learning, what are learning models, can AI become sentient and become murderous and start killing human beings is something like what happened in Avengers Age of Ultron possible in real life? These are the kinds of things that I will be engaging in this podcast. And maybe sometimes I might bring in other people, maybe sometimes it'll be myself, but let's see how it goes. I'm just trying this out right now. And I'm hopeful that for as long as this podcast will run, it will educate some people out there on what AI is and help everyone to have honest expectations of what AI is capable of and how it can be deployed. Because another issue with pop culture and movies and music is that they tend to, while exaggerating what AI is, they gloss over what AI is capable of. There are real issues happening today in 2023 that involve AI that people are not really aware of. But if these things were projected on screen, people would understand it a lot more better. And sometimes some movies kind of touch on those things that are like real world issues, but just like gloss over it, just quickly go over it. So they don't spend so much time on it. One movie I can think about that recently came out was Robots. Robots 2023. Yes, I believe the 2023 movie that kind of just glossed over the issue of explainability of automated decision making, just glossed over it somewhere towards the end of the movie. So that's another movie that I need to review on this podcast and use that to explain what explainability is in AI. I think that's this is getting to over 6 minutes now. So thank you. So if you're listening to this, hit the subscribe button, share this, and I'll be back with an episode soonest, hopefully within a week or 2 weeks of this. Like I said, I'm just doing this. I only had the idea for this like an hour, 30 minutes ago. So I'm just running with it. And personally, some of my best ideas have been those that I just got the idea in minutes and I ran with it immediately. So I'm hopeful that this is really going to be good. And I hope this is going to be a learning journey for me. It's going to be a learning journey for you. And peace out. Like I said, my name is Akintune Agumbiade. You can search for me on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Threads. I am at Akin underscore Agumbiade. That is AKIN underscore AGUNBIADE. On LinkedIn, search for Akin Ifeanyi Agumbiade, and you'll find me. Email akinifeanyi5@gmail.com if you have any, because I don't know all the movies in the world, like all the movies that touch on AI. So if you have any movies that you know that okay, probably you found interesting that touched on things like robots, AI, machines taking over the world, that kind of stuff, and you'd be interested in my perspective or my review of how those movies depict AI, always reach out to me and I will add them to my list of movies to um, to discuss. And if you feel like okay, you have like a really like you have a perspective on these things, I could always bring you on board to like so we could discuss this and let everyone learn. Really, that's it's an open platform. So that's it. Good night. I mean, this is like 15 minutes to midnight right now when I'm recording this. So good night and see you soon. Yeah. Bye bye.